live stream. Turn the live chat on. There we go. Mess with this lighting a little bit. Ooh, super washed out. This looks sickly no matter what I do, so I don't think it even matters. Let's do that the entire time, so like I'm in giallo. Hey, what's going on, man? Congrats. Trying to figure out what I want to do with this light here without making me look like I have jaundice. Whatever, that's good enough for right now. I'm not here to impress anybody. So it's Friday night. I got nothing else to do. So I figured I'd hop on here for a little bit. Oh, what's going on, everybody? Long time to say. Yeah, you know, I've been in and out. I've been trying to stream a little bit more of late, and you know, it hits and misses. I think I've streamed 3 times now. I'm meeting Kristen Ritter next week. Oh, that's cool. How you doing, Elvira? I'm filming Sunday. That's the next exciting thing I have. And then I have a full work day tomorrow. And a bunch of my ex-girlfriends and I are all getting together to go watch my friend who's a go-go dancer. So that'd be fun. It's all good. Do your thing. Yeah, man. I've just been so busy. But we're trying to get back into a regular schedule. I think Metz is coming tomorrow night to hang out as well. I think Mel is definitely coming to hang out tomorrow night. And yeah, should be fun, should be interesting. Oh, I'm sorry, should I keep petting you? You're seeing Novocaine Tuesday. All right, I almost went to the movies tonight, but I opted not to. I worked all day, and I was like, you know what? Tomorrow's going to be a long day, so I might as well just hang out. Anora is not a great movie. I didn't see it yet. I wanted to, because it won Best Picture, but I just haven't had, it hasn't been playing anywhere near me, so I've kind of like let it fly under the radar right now. I'm sure it's probably on streaming already. I just haven't looked. Getting a bunch of writing done. Had a very fun day yesterday with some legal matters. But beyond that, just, you know, JK living, man. JK living. And yeah, so I wanted to pop in here to see what everybody was up to and see if anybody joins us to hang out. And Elvira's just going to lay here on my shoe. That's fine. Can I help you, sir? Ma'am? I don't know what you are. It's 2025. You can be whatever you want. Yeah. Yeah, so what's everybody up to, man? We got 7 in here now. You haven't written your memoirs in 2 weeks. I've been going through old laptops, trying to find pieces of old scripts to build a timeline for my lawyer for some slanderous things that some people have been saying. Checking in, Chicago Improv, waiting for Carlos Mencia to take the stage. Oh, that's cool, man. How you doing? How's Chicago tonight? Yeah, sorry, Kat. Just woke up waiting for my wife to cook bacon and eggs. That's, you got the life. I'll see what I can push. A friend of mine's texting me and saying that she's going to pop in here and ask inappropriate questions, but I told her she probably doesn't want to know the answers to those things. Windy? Well, it is, I mean, it's in the name, right? Have you been to the day the Earth blew up? No, I want to see it, though. I've heard really, really good things about it. Chicago's windy today. It's actually, like, calm today. The last few weeks here have been, not Chicago windy, but, like, you know, PA windy. It's not quite the same thing. But, yeah. So who's the girl you went to the hockey game with? That's Melissa. Melissa's been in a bunch of videos. Mel's a good friend of mine. We've been hanging out for forever and a day. She goes all the way back to Swamp Zombies, but, you know, she's kind of she and Metz are kind of my ride or die, you know, my muscle when it comes to a lot of stuff. And Mel's really good at production stuff as well. She seems to be great chemistry with you. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to have good chemistry with me. If my friend SJ joins us, in the chat. She'll know what that's like. How's your dating life going? It's going. I don't know. It's not really dating. It's kind of hanging out. It's gonna be fun tomorrow though, because I think like three ex-girlfriends are all getting together in the same spot. So that'll be fun to navigate that. But we're all going to see another friend of mine who's a go-go dancer at this bar. So let's see. Where were you when the Eagles won their first Super Bowl? I was at work. Actually, no, I was at home at that point. I fell asleep on my living room floor when I lived in South Jersey. And I only know that they won because the fireworks went off and it woke me up. And then I realized when I was woken up that the sandwich that all day I was so excited to eat, somebody else enjoyed it, right? Didn't you? No, why do I have to be at work? I don't know. I was there all day today. And then the second Eagles Super Bowl, I was at the bar not far from my apartment with my friend, and explaining to her all about football, because I'm such a sports boy. Man, I look exhausted. Like just looking at like, just get more and more bags under my eyes and wrinkles on my forehead, man. It sucks getting old. I'm gonna just always use one of those Snapchat filters. In Australia, we think NFL is a terrible sport to watch. Well, it's not soccer or rugby. Well, no, because one of the big players on the Eagles is Australian. What NHL teams do you hate? The Rangers, the Devils. And Boston. I'm not a big fan of those teams at all. Just hanging out, you dog. Well, No, not really. It hasn't really, I'm a flirty flirt. Doesn't mean it works, but I do it. You hate the LA Kings? Billiards. Is billiards huge in Australia? Well, did you ever see the Mad Max ripoff Australian movie, Hard Knuckles? It was like Mad Max with billiards. It's awful. Yeah, the Kings won a Stanley Cup with some ex-Flyers, so that bugged me out. But it was the Kings versus the Rangers, so that was the one year that I couldn't root for anybody. I hated both. Should I watch Mickey 17? I liked it. It was like sort of like Moon meets Brazil almost. So I don't know. I liked it. I liked fucking Pattinson in it. I like the weird accent he was doing, like the weird dialect he was doing. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and it's weird and it's funny. And my only major concern with it was Toni Collette and Mark Ruffalo's characters are a bit too on the nose. Have you seen Mads? I don't know what that is. I just hiccuped. No, I didn't. I don't know that one. And then there's like nothing came out of late. And then next week I have Snow White, which my boss thinks he's being funny and being woke, so he writes Snow Person on everything. And I was just like, oh my god. Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know of it. Yeah, except when I was like One Cut of the Dead kind of. I love that movie. That movie's great. But no, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard about it. I was watching someone's review of that not too long ago. The algorithm, I just land on stuff. Did you see the Bill Murray Joe Rogan interview? No, I'm not a Joe Rogan guy. I liked him back on the day in news radio, but for the most part, I kind of find him to be insufferable a lot of times. I saw the TV Glow. No, I didn't see that one yet either, but there's like a haunted like boardwalk attraction in Keensboro, New Jersey. My friend Steve Mezzo helped build a lot of that stuff, and apparently they just picked up the entire fucking thing and moved it to Florida. Like the entire foundation, everything, they moved it. Stanhope is better. Yeah, I met Doug Stanhope back when I ran the Pittman Theater. Did you watch the Goosebumps reboot? No, not yet. Well, the Jack Black one. Oddity is very good. Yeah, I've heard Oddity is very good as well. That's on Shudder, I think. Oh no, there's a David Schwimmer. Is it the Friends guy? Is also did a reboot of Goosebumps. Okay. Yeah, my thing was I was a little too old by the time those books came out. I remember them being super popular. I remember the TV show and all that kind of stuff, but I was never as big into them as I was into like scary stories to tell in the dark. Because by the time the Goosebumps came out, I could actually like understand Stephen King and Dean Koontz and H.P. Lovecraft and Edgar Allan Poe and all that kind of stuff. And then I read all the the Victorian Portrait of Dorian Gray and Frankenstein and Dracula and the Invisible Man and all that kind of stuff. So Goosebumps was never really was on my radar, but not really something that I ever like invested my time into. But I did see a couple episodes of the TV show. Um, Thelma is the senior citizen taken. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I guess so. And just anybody who's seen the new Toxic Avenger picture, he sort of looks like the haunted mask from Goosebumps a little bit, with like an 8 ball for an eye. I'm a Tales from the Crypt guy. It's underrated. Oh yeah, Tales from. I mean, I go back to the comics. Because we had HBO when I was a little kid, and so Tales from the Crypt was huge. And then I got to see them uncut on HBO because my parents weren't paying attention. Then they would be like edited for television on Fox in the 90s. So you had it on two fronts, and then on top of that, it was always in Fangoria and Starlog magazine. Is it true that James Rolfe has a cameo in the Toxic Avengers? No, he doesn't. That's not true. Liam Neeson is filming a movie in Melbourne. Oh, that's cool. Steven Spielberg's filming a movie in South Jersey right now. His with Emily Blunt, his UFO movie. No, the reason I know that Toxic Avenger thing isn't true is because I'm the one who was trying to push for that to happen back when I was there, and we were having our meeting with Michael Hers and all that, and they had us talk to Legendary Pictures. So obviously I grew up loving the Toxic Avenger. Obviously I love Trauma, but I do want this to fail because I want their video game to fail because I want, because I was involved in it and I'm not involved in it anymore. They'll never say that I got it started, and I'll always have sour grapes over that. So I kind of want the entire thing to go belly up. Plus, I think, I don't know, the movie just doesn't look, I don't know, the artwork I've seen just looks like something like Charles Band would have done in 1994. But what do I know? I'm sure it'll be great. But no, I haven't seen, but I do want to see, I Saw the TV Glow. I've heard good things about it. Don't you have received credit for the video game? Nope, I will receive no credit. I wasn't involved. Remember? I've never had a single good idea. And they would never, ever, ever, do anything that I ever wrote or produced or anything. So no, I won't, but I don't want any either, because I feel like, certain people recently were making fun of the fact that my comic book isn't out yet when we're doing that with a very small team and it's all coming out of my pocket when they have an entire fucking studio and haven't been able to, the Miller's Ale House incident. Yep, but yeah, they have an entire studio and endless bank account and they can't get their game out. And it's just a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's, it's not like a fucking intricate, thing, but whatever. And the meeting I had the other day, first 6 issues of the comic are probably going to start releasing midsummer, and then May you're going to see a fuck ton of announcements. So yeah, it's kind of what I've heard from people is that nobody's really paying attention to anything that they're doing anymore. I got one of their hangers-on. One of their hangers-on was coming at me the other day, and I was taking screenshots of it and sending it to a friend of mine, and we were having a good laugh at their expense because, oh, karma is, dude. Well, especially once the legal proceedings are over, or maybe I'll do a private, maybe I'll do a Patreon Q&A again where I can tell some of these stories. If one of my friends is in here right now watching, that she knows what I did last night. Which is a big old fuck you to somebody who fucked with me, and it's pretty damn funny. So we've been, the last 3 years I've been saving up information and research and finding areas that people who think they're, the top of the pops or have over us, and then we've realized that they left a lot of, open areas for us. So you got to send me. I will. Yep. No, I don't know. But it's just like, we had a really long, the nose wash video. with Mel to her friend's house, her friend Ariel's house, and the that's where the picture where she's got like that aerial ring in her living room for like it's like an aerobics dance thing. Mel and all of her friends used to be exotic dancers, so they're all so they're all hanging out and stuff like that. But she wanted her to try the nose thing, and I was like, I got to get this on camera. You do, yeah. No, it's again, we're beyond that. We're filming on Sunday. We first time I've been able to shoot anything for the movie stuff since mid-December. Fallon and I are working on a new project. I randomly had an idea the other day for her, and because she just had surgery, she just had new breast implants done, and she has the footage of her surgery, and I pitched her an idea to implement that, and she absolutely loved it. So we're gonna see what happens with that. What's the belt behind you, Rocky? Yeah, it's this was given to me by a friend of ours, and it's his championship belt. So I just thought that would be a cool thing to put up there. Guilty pleasure movie. My guilty pleasure. I don't believe in guilty pleasures. I think that you should never be ashamed. I mean, unless you're like hurting kids or animals or something. I don't think you should ever be ashamed of any art. At least they mainstream or well, no, I guess not even mainstream. I don't know. I love trash. I love trashy movies, so I'm never ashamed to talk about how much I love trashy movies. Well, it's gonna. Well, the surgery stuff is gonna actually be implemented to this idea. I had this idea called Boobs, and it's about a porn star who gets killed, and her breast implants get recycled, and they're possessed, and they're gonna get revenge on the people who killed her. So I was like, we can have haunted Fallon boobs, and she loved that idea. So we've been kind of going back and forth. I watched The Menu, which is more. I like the Menu a lot, actually. Agreed. Horn Dog seems really out of place. Well, I guess what's going to happen with Peter Dinklage is he's going to get bigger when he gets toxified. Odyssey movie is a musical, like it's rumored. But you know what? I would be interested in that only because that's so weird and different that it's like, yeah, fuck, why not? Like everything is so samey anymore. I've heard rumors that Nintendo bought the rights to a porn parody of Super Mario Brothers, so it wouldn't circulate any further. I remember seeing it years ago at the old theater you worked at. Did your theater show classic movies? Sometimes. I did a thing monthly called Real Cult when I was at the Wayne. You ever heard of the song "Click Click Boom"? Yeah, I know that song. It's always in like movie trailers and commercials and shit like that. But yeah, we would do classics once a month at the Wayne. It depends, like Night of the Living Dead, Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill, The Undertaker and His Pals, Bride of Frankenstein, Creep Show, whatever I felt like doing, Teenagers from Outer Space, stuff like that. Such a good song. Yeah, I like that song. It's I don't know the lyric, but I remember that click, click, boom. My theater, if I go to, is called Tuesday Night Classics. And when I lived in Tucson, we did Mondo Mondays. What are these screenshots you're talking about from earlier? Whoa, what screenshots? Oh, the Toxic Avenger? And now lunch with Newt. Is it lunchtime there? It's after 7 here. Ever seen any pred catches, like sexual predators? Fallon's good friends with Chris Hansen, so I've had dinner with Chris Hansen before. We didn't catch any predators. I caught a stomach ache. Speaking of music, new Deftones out this fall. Yeah, I'm excited. I love the Deftones. I can tell any adult star just just by looking at their privates. Can you? I'm not that talented, but I'm working on it. He caught you. Yeah, I'm fast. No, come on. No, the screenshots are DMs of DMs, I guess. What were we talking about? More Screenwave. This is something different, not a Screenwave thing. Yes, sexual predators, lots of catches on YouTube. Well, YouTube breeds, groomers, unfortunately, and I've been in the presence of several that, were just brushed under the rug because they make good ad revenue for media companies, or people have child things on their computers and then erase and then somebody who's important within a media company erases that person's hard drive before the police can find out about it, and everybody knows about it, but they just think it's a big joke and it's funny, yet that person's still around kids and going to conventions and all that kind of stuff. So, whatever. Did you call Chris handsome? No. How flexible am I? Not very much. Dads Against Predators, which sadly was taken off. Did this person enjoy Pokemon? Yeah, he had a huge collection. Birds of a feather. But yeah, so, but I mean, that's well known. I have the screenshots of that, the email back to let him know that was taken care of. But everybody has that. That's common knowledge. They would straight up bop them. Well, yeah, fuck that, dude. Like, you fuck with kids, you fuck with that. It's anybody. It's just gross. Everybody's so fucking gross anymore, and it gets really, really like hard to just like be okay with everything. What's the worst Terminator movie? Genesis. Can you say congratulations? Wait. Can you say congratulations, Anna? You're looking beautiful at your wedding. Congratulations, Anna. You look beautiful at your wedding. That's disgusting. Yeah, you're drinking Powerade after that comment was like a real life version of the. Well, that's what I was going for. Yeah, a lot of kitty diddlers. The church guy, I saw that. Well, yeah, it's always projection. I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing is, I don't get it. I really don't fucking understand it to the life of me, but you never will. There was a guy, I used to have the theater in Pittman, New Jersey, and I was leaving to go take over the Wayne Theater, and they had me training this other guy, and this guy used to make like I would make dirty jokes. Anybody who watches me knows I make dirty jokes, but there's a line, and this guy was saying things, but with a level of glee that made me uncomfortable, and I remember reporting it to the owners, and then being like, oh, he's just telling dirty jokes and stuff like that, and then sure fucking enough, when the friend of mine, the old friend of mine who erased that dude's hard drive, that hard drive sting was part of the same sting for the guy that I was just training and said made me feel uncomfortable. That guy was putting cameras in the bathrooms at the theater. So yeah, let's see. There's probably a lot more that we don't even know. Yeah, I agree with that. What's up, Newt? Working tomorrow. Spent $10 on some PC games recently. Silent Hill 4, Medal of Honor. Refund them. I can't get. Oh, I don't know. I don't really play games that much. So I knew a guy in high school named Jared who worked at Subway. That's unfortunate. Unless it's that Jared, which is even more unfortunate. I watched a documentary about. So these guys had me writing this script. I did the Scissors script for these producers in LA, and they wanted this gay slasher movie, and then they were like, we want to write this thing, and we want this guy in there to be a kid diddler. And again, after what happened to me when I was a kid, I didn't really feel comfortable writing that, but I was like, fuck it. So I watched these documentaries, one about Jerry Savile, that guy in England, and then the other one about Jared from Subway, just to kind of like get some of the vernacular and stuff like that. And when it was over, I was just like, fuck, man. Like I'm like sitting in the shower, like, just feeling horrible about myself and about the world. Do you lick it up and down and swivel in a circle? I try to. I'm gonna yell at anyone in the store. Well, yeah, I've seen some of those types of shows where like they'll chase people in like Targets and shit like that. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of avoid that end of the internet, just of YouTube and stuff like that, because it's just like I'll watch music videos and shit like that, just because I'm so tired of being sad all the time, and the world is such a fucking depressing place, that I'm just looking for shit, or I'll just watch like compilations of old Grindhouse movie trailers, or there's actually a lot of, but there's like 50 fucking million streaming services, so it's like the fact that I'm wasting time on YouTube and not watching all the shit I'm paying for is so frustrating. But yeah, I don't know, that whole situation. And I don't even know what happened to that script. So, leave a good tip. You better. Everybody's got to leave a good tip. That's tomorrow night when I go see my friend dance. I'll have to make sure that everyone who shows up gives her a good tip. Are you in here? Are you watching? You said that you would respond. But yeah, so that's kind of what's been up. Do you ever see the Leprechaun movies? I've seen all of them except for the one that the WWE did. Um, Same. I started canceling my subscription services. Yeah, I only held on to Disney because I want to watch Daredevil. There's a crazy movie I watched a week or so ago based on a book called Mysterious Skins, and it was about two boys who suffer memory loss, and they didn't find it was whoa, okay. Ugh. I recently watched the new Hellboy. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I wanted to, and my producer really liked it. But yeah, that the Mystery Skin. Why do I? That sounds familiar. Um, I don't know if somebody mentioned that recently, but I'll look that one up because that sounds interesting. Um, that sounds familiar. I don't know why that sounds familiar for some reason. But yeah, the new Hellboy is more. It seems like it's more in line with Mike Mignola's comics. I didn't hate the David Harbour one. I just thought the CGI was terrible. I like the idea of using the Arthur legend in it. I love the luchador werewolf thing in the beginning. The CGI was really bad in it. Let's see what I missed here. Daredevil's great. Yeah, the first 3 episodes were really good. YouTube allows predators that will take down videos exposing predators. I want to make a horror movie called Smell My Finger, where the curse is passed. Oh, it's like It Follows. Really enjoyed the first 3 episodes. Me too. Yo, is Hack the Movie still mad at you, even though you've been kicking ass in film? Not trying to stir the pot, but I got to get over. I'm glad you're doing. Yeah, they don't like me. They never will again. That's fine. The shit thing about it is that Twitter took away the block feature, so now like their shit will pop up periodically. Like him and Crystal will like pop up. Obviously, I can't interact. I wouldn't interact, but I liked it better when I didn't when they had me blocked and I couldn't see anything that they were doing. And like but of course, people like to fill me in on what's going on and all that kind of shit, and I don't care. And I'm not, it's been a long fucking 3 years, man. It's going to be 4 years in October. Well, either way, man, you're doing it, and congrats. Thank you. Yeah, I shot a whole movie last year. I've written 9 in the last 3 years, and shit's coming out. So the Doctor Doom generation made Mysterious Skin. Okay, yes, that's all right. The Doom generation thing. That's why I did hear about it. Somebody was talking about that recently. I think on Facebook. Yeah, Twitter is mostly propaganda nowadays. Yeah, I keep it just because there's certain people who don't have their social medias. Tell me more about boobs. Well, yeah, it was just I outlined it. Fallon and I are just looking for another project to do now that I want more Fallon stories. Well, she's finishing up. I finished all my part of Sucks to Suck. She's finishing up hers. I don't know what she's doing with that, but I think she's meeting with Mark and Jess, who helped me shoot my movie. So I think they're going to help her get that together. But Fallon's going to be in all of this stuff that I do. We're thicker than thieves, for better or for worse, because we get on each other's nerves very easily. But that's because we're so similar. But we unfortunately love each other. That's the hard part. Is we're way too similar. But she's gonna be, she's the star of Amityville Pool Toy Massacre. She's gonna be the star of the next movie, and we're gonna shoot some test footage on Sunday with my other friend. Opinion on the Halloween films. The part 3 is my favorite. Part 1 is obviously a masterpiece. Part 2 is the Grindhouse version of Part 1. Part 4 is essentially just a remake of Part 1. You can cut the sexual tension with a knife. I haven't been following as much as in the past, compared to how down you felt in the beginning of the channel compared to now. Well, yeah, I mean, it's what's the most annoying type of coworkers you deal with? All of them. But I'm the boss, so it's harder, Not a fan, especially the online crew, especially the online crew. Oh no, the fans. Oh, sorry, I'm not reading properly. I don't know. I've never really had any problems with Halloween people. Scream people, the ones I've had the most problems with. I find that people kind of have. If you like, part five is your favorite. Part five is your favorite. If Rob Zombie's Halloween is your whatever, I don't fucking care. It's all. I'd rather there's merit in all of them. I don't particularly love certain ones, but I'll always, Scream fans are just, I just never got it. I thought the first one was novel, and then after that, I was just like, okay, yeah. I like the girl they fired who was in Abigail and Jenna Ortega. I like them, but I just know I've never been particularly a fan of the of that series. And as far as doing better, yeah, man, better get your Jägermeister and Heineken before they go up. I'm trying not to drink. If you saw the video, Melissa and I went to see my friend dance, and I had like 7 drinks, and I don't remember anything, and I can't be that way. It's the most I've drank since 2021. They act as their franchise is the most clever franchise of all time, even though the meta thing was done for. Oh yeah, look, there's nothing out there, or there's something out there. It was Troma put it out, and instead of being a slasher, it was like a little like stingray monster, but that had the whole meta, Randy type of character in it before anyway. Self-awareness is nothing new. Look at Student Bodies. Student Bodies was a parody, pre-scary movie of what Scream and stuff was doing. So it's nothing new. I just thought at that point it was novel, but it also killed the joy of the slasher movie. You can't, it's like Deadpool. You can't do superhero landing anymore. The video is funny, but man, don't get drunk around your friends. No, it was too much. It was way too much. I was nervous though. It's a young lady who I like very, very much, and I'd never seen her in that setting before. So I hadn't eaten all day and all that kind of stuff. So it was one of those type of situations, but it's cool now. You should film. You're already slim enough. Time to bulk up. Metz is getting jacked, man. Metz is like in crazy bulk shape. DCU fans are annoying. Yes, or MCU fans, yeah. I do have to start getting in better shape. I've been walking a lot. I've been riding the bike a lot. My knee is still not great. I actually think Jack Quaid would have been a good Toxie. He's good. I like him for the most part. But it's funny. My lawyer said to me last night, he's like, you need to start hitting the gym because he wants me to fight this other dude in Vegas this summer. So never get drunk around a bunch of crusty hobos. No, I agree. And play first to pass out. No, I won't be doing that. I said to Melissa that she's got to keep an eye on me. I'll be allowed 2 drinks. And the last time I was that drunk was 2020. When I worked at the other place, we all went out after a particularly stressful day of dealing with people, and they overserved us like crazy. And I was as drunk as I think I've ever been. So they also act like any modern slasher. Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me see here. It's a ripoff of Scream before Scream's existence. No, I agree. Have you recommendations when you're going through a breakup from a super long-term relationship like you did? I'm going through it now. Was sick for 2 weeks. My dog died. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I'm super sorry about that. I heard the Snow White poster. It actually says Free Palestine. No, it doesn't. I have it, time to get into Bane shape. I don't think I could do that. New gun raise. There you go. No, I'm trying to lose the belly fat. Trying to get rid of, a little excess skin, but I'm old now. It's harder. But thankfully, a good friend of mine is a personal trainer, and hopefully she can whip me into shape so I can. I told him I want to do a nude scene in a movie. I want to full on fucking hang dong, man. And as far as getting over a breakup, man, I'm still dealing with that shit. Friends. It's not just one person. It's different people not being in your not being in your life anymore, and how you deal with it. It's just about kind of compartmentalizing things. I'd be more upset about the dog dying. I like dogs way more than people, so I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm sorry you're going through a breakup right now too. But don't let somebody else fucking, we're all gonna take time to recoup and figure out and recenter ourselves, but don't let people take away your fucking joy and go back out and be around friends and that kind of stuff, because that's what I did. I sat for a long time mourning the loss of people who wouldn't fucking mourn me. So that was a big thing. And then it took time to, you got to find yourself, you got to find what makes you happy, you got to find what what fuels you. I'm still doing that. We're all still, there's 25 people watching right now, everybody's in that same boat. We're all trying to figure out who the fuck we are and what the fuck we're doing. And that's the biggest thing. And you have to lick your wounds, and you're never gonna, if it hurts that much. Well, it's 21 people now. People are like, fuck you don't speak for me. I don't know, I'm bad at it. I deal very poorly with loss and abandonment. I have major abandonment issues, so I'm the worst person to ask about any of that stuff. Let's see if I missed anybody else. If I missed you, let me know. Is Metz the embodiment of a muscular specimen Frank Frazetta could only dream of? I agree. Greetings from Planet Houston. Yeah, way to be here, man. Way to be streaming with me after you made the thumbnail that we didn't use. Let's see. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yo, when did this become a support group? It's been 3 days since my last stream. And how's Houston doing? Yeah, the other day he's just like, well, I'm off to Houston, bye. And I was like, all right, cool. I guess you don't want to hang out with me. Guess I'll just cry. Yeah, no, I'm terrible at giving advice to people because I don't know what I'm doing half the fucking time. Yeah, man, again, and also, if you ever need to shoot the shit, all my fucking socials, just hit me up with a message. I'm always willing to, to chat it up with people. That shows how much I have going on in my life right now. Opinions on early 2000s butt rock. I was calling it cock rock the other day and I got made fun of for it. It's been 2 days since I haven't in a while. Somebody got mad at me the other day. There's gay gentlemen who ask me to take pictures of my dong, and I do, and they pay me for it. Whatever, I don't care. Money's money. Plus, they don't ever expect a guy like me is, packing. But they were like, "Are you even gonna do OnlyFans stuff anymore?" I was like, "Dude, I'm trying to fucking finish movies. I got my man Will in here is gonna send some guys to beat the shit out of me soon if I don't finish the movie." Said made sense to me and definitely helps. Drunkest I've ever been was 2 years ago, 2023, when my life turned into a change. I've managed my 20th birthday. Next month, going to make it a year at my job. That's awesome. Wow, these shots are crazy. Oh, okay, I was like, what am I doing here? So seriously, you give it advice? No, don't take my advice. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Honestly, I'd like DMing you about movies and whatever, but I was like, yeah, I'm not sure this guy. No, I answer everybody. If I'm at work or something like that, it may take me a while to get back to people, but for the most part, because even the Reddit fucking trolls, I even responded to them on my side of things. It didn't matter because they just shared it anyway as look at this fucking asshole, and yeah, sure, whatever. A smarter person would just ignore it, but I was like, no, you know what? It's enough time's passed. I'm gonna get my side of the situation out there, and I did for the most part. But no, I always respond on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. If I was making a movie, would you be in it? Yeah, just tell me when and where. I'll be there. Oh, any advice on how to deal with a 43-year-old groomer? Man, I mean, being that I'm only 27 and I'm just moving back to the States, I'm kind of restarting my life. My advice to you would be stay far, far away from that guy. You never know. He could have herpes. You don't know. Inside jokes are fun. Let's see. What was the first R-rated movie that you snuck into? Hold on one second. Let me go back here. What's the amount that one would have to put in to have credit in a movie? I don't know. We've been trying to. Well, I mean, Will produced Satan Amityville Pool Toy Massacre. So he's gonna get credit. Let's see. And the first R-rated movie that I remember sneaking into, I think, was Bram Stoker's Dracula in 1992. You're only 27. I thought you were at least 50. No, I'm not 27. SJ's Sarah Jane is 27. You look like you're drinking kombucha. No, I couldn't find any, so we weren't allowed to film. It took 8 hours. Shit, that's solid advice. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. I'm really glad that I could help you. And the other thing is, I would avoid being in any of this 43-year-old's movies. Don't come out. Don't trust him. He's a liar. He's a plagiarist. He's emotionally abusive, I've heard. A certain redhead told me he's emotionally abusive and you shouldn't trust him. And that he steals people's ideas and then sells them to someone else. I accidentally wrote 50. I feel 50. Tom Cruise is rumored to play Jor-El. Yeah, I saw that. Who are we talking about? No, it's an inside joke between Shiv John and I. That's your new gang name, as we decided. Sarah Jane is an old friend of mine, and she said she was going to jump in here to start trouble. So I'm prepared for her to start trouble. But no, I don't know. I don't. If you want your name in the credits of the movie, just tell me you want your name in the credits of the movie. I'll give you a special thanks. And if you want me to come be in your movie, sure. You're talking about some guy stealing film. Oh yeah, we had an issue recently of some guy who claims that someone else I'm working with stole his idea was stolen by somebody else, and it's just a whole fucking thing that we were going back and forth on yesterday with text messages because it's all madness and like really, really like bottom of the barrel type of shit for people to be complaining about, but it's funny that, yeah. Again, I'll do a Patreon behind a paywall or something like that where I could talk about that kind of stuff because I can't talk about it in an open forum. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Does anybody else have any advice they'd like from me, a guy who's clearly so handsome and successful that, you would want to base your life on me? Right, Elvira? Let's see if I missed anything. And yeah, I did see that that Tom Cruise might play Jor-El. Worst hockey game ever. Oh. Spill the tea in the DMs. I should. Are you still in New Jersey or Pennsylvania? I'm in Pennsylvania. I live north of Philadelphia now, going kind of towards Allentown, Pennsylvania. Slowly moving closer and closer to the new studio, which will be, well, actually, we're going to shoot there on Sunday. And I need a girl to be in her underwear and high heels. Sarah Jane, are you interested in that? Do you want to come and do that? Guys, do you think that would be a good idea for her to come and be in her underwear in high heels in something I'm making? Just say yes if you think that's a good idea. Then we have to guilt her into it. Elvira knows things. She still pines for all the alley cats she saw smoking and playing the saxophone. Well, where I used to live was like a fucking nightmare. There was like homeless people everywhere and car crashes, and it sounded like Sturgis was outside of my... See, yes, we got one yes. Yeah, so and Sarah's the girl who was behind the camera in the send pictures that I'll judge. Actually, if you go on Twitter, she was one of the vampire girls 8 years ago in the this is the grooming. It's not grooming. Do I look like I groom myself? You have family in Trevose. Okay, Trevose isn't far from Philly. It got hit with a tornado a couple of years ago. We had like this really crazy storm. Actually, when I was working at the other place, poorly maybe. No one said I was good at what I do. You know that for a fact. I think I'm all right. These women, man. These women. They only want to be around you when you're making movies. See, if we weren't doing this right now, we would just be voice chatting each other, so it doesn't matter. How does one become an extra in any movies? Just show up. If I put it out there that, hey, we're going to be filming at this place on this day, just show up and you could be in the movie. That's how Swamp Zombies worked. Literally, almost everybody who was a zombie in that movie was just a random person who showed up. We had a thing where we went out to get lunch for everybody, and there was people hanging out and asking what we were doing. I was like, oh, we're making this zombie movie, and they're like, can we be in it? I was like, sure. So we just took these random fucking strangers from Wawa in Philly and brought them to be in Swamp Zombies too. So, yeah, just I post on the socials whenever we need people. So, opinion on Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. I like obviously I like that Matthew McConaughey is in it and Renee Zellweger's in it. I kind of like the Illuminati concept of it. It's just its tone is just a little too odd, but it is essentially just a remake of Part One, but like a John Waters almost remake of Part One. Because I like Part Three a lot. And I love Part Two. Never really huge on any of the remakes. Metz has to come back over and do their review of the other ones because they watched the entire series, and we have a couple that we haven't done yet. So I asked them to come and review those, and then I'll just sit here and add commentary. Where do I see Swamp Zombies 1? I don't know actually. Check Len Kabazinski's Twitter. He probably has where you could find it. I have it on DVD, I think. Because I know I had to watch it before I wrote Part 2. Now people are actually going to think I'm a groomer. And you can't groom somebody who's 27, first off. You're a full-grown adult. And I'm not a popular enough YouTuber to be grooming children, I got to be in a place where I could do that, where the ad money will keep coming because the boss will sweep it under the rug. And I don't have any rugs in my apartment, so I'm fucked. Wow, we've been going for 47 minutes already. Fuck. Yeah, I was going to go out to the movies tonight, but my friend didn't want to go hang out, so here instead. Texas Chainsaw Legacy is coming. I wish they would just make a black comedy again like Part 2. Yeah, I agree. What if you cut Elvira's hair live? I don't think she would like that. What movies do you have coming out this year? What do we have coming out this year? We got Darby Screamhouse coming out. We've got I want to see. I did see Mickey 17. I liked it. I didn't see the Looney Tunes one yet, but I've heard good things. I did segments for Amityville Aliens. I did segment in Darby Screamhouse. I've got Strange Toys and Cold of Blood. Cold of Blood's actually out already. That's got a Scissors and Cold of Blood. I was a co-writer on. Both of them have a streaming deal with Shudder, so they're both going to be on Shudder. So that's kind of cool. I'll have 3 movies on Shudder by the end of the year. What else? Darby Screamhouse, Amityville Aliens. I wrote and produced the Amityville vs. the Galactic Samurai Schoolgirls segment. Wicked Witch, I think, was the other movie that I shot a segment for with Fallon and Madeline. And then I've got my own movies. I got, Amityville Pool Toy Massacre, obviously. And then we have moved into production on a other thing I can't talk about yet, which is going to be a fuck you to some people who I used to work with. And then we start moving into Kung Fu Bikini Dinosaur Planet, which Sarah Jane is in as Raquel, and Fallon's in it, and some other people. So yeah, there's a fucking million things, and then the comic's gonna start coming out. So yeah. Strange Toys. Yeah, well, Michael St. Michael's is in Cold of Blood and in Strange Toys, but he's the star of Strange Toys, along with Patty Mullen, who was is the voice of the main doll. Yes, you're Raquel. I rewrote it for you. And she's named after Raquel Welch because you're kidnapped and you'll be wearing the fur bikini like in her Caveman movie. So, I've been slowly trying to... Now it sounds like I'm grooming you. I've been telling you to watch Russ Meyer movies and stuff like that, so you're more accustomed to what we are going to be producing. And I'm not grooming you. Yeah, but you're that character, and I rewrote it a little bit because apparently it was too feminist, so I had to had to find a happy middle ground on that because I guess people who read it thought that I was more of a chauvinist than I actually am. I wish I was. I wish I had that in me. A custom, that's a good word for it. What's up? Elvira just came running in here. I told people at work that I would be totally fine at being kidnapped. I get to meet new people and see a new place. That's very true. You know, you might get candy. You definitely get a van ride. That's cool. You know. But yeah. So we got a whole bunch of projects coming up, and you know, and we're guests of the Allentown Comic Con in Allentown, PA, on April 11th or 12th, whatever. SJ, you know better than me. And we're gonna put out issue 1 full-colored Florida Man book, and it's going to have a cover. It's an exclusive cover by a very, very well-known 80s, 90s Marvel Comics artist. So we're going to print out a good amount of those, and then anything we don't sell at the con will go online because we have a website that's being built as we speak. Again, SJ, I showed you that. And then I'm talking to a guy right now who does they do VHS releases, and one of the projects that we're working on right now is going to have an exclusive VHS printing. So yeah. Is it Jim Lee? No, it's not Jim Lee. Although that would be fucking awesome. That would be really, really cool. No, if I say what character he's best known for, you'll guess, so I'm not going to. But yeah, this because David Fox is working on the book with me. David Fox been working in comics forever. He did inking, coloring on Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that. But he's worked with a bunch of different old timer artists, and he gave my producer the what it costs, and he's like, "Oh fuck yeah, let's do this." So you know, and this is another one of those things. I was talking to Melissa about this the other night. That like, if I had gone back in time and told little kid version of myself that this person was going to work on something that I wrote, I'd have looked like the fucking the Garbage Pail Kids thing, my head exploding. So that's cool. Is the character Spawn? No. I'll support. I'm excited for it. Let's see. Why do I never respond to the dong pictures you send me? I'm busy with them. Like, I need both hands. It's like you go to Olive Garden and it's getting a pepper. And then like when I'm done, I cry for a while when I'm not faking it. Inside jokes are fun still. Yeah, no, I once I'm done with them, I just feel dirty, and then I need to go read the Bible. So I just sort of remember the very first time that one of my exes was like, "Send me a picture of your dick," and I was like, "What? Like, is that legal?" On my flip phone. It's a weird situation. Or the first time you get a naked picture of somebody and you're just like, "Oh my God, like, really?" And then to find out that like I'm weird because apparently I never keep anything. Like everything, as soon as somebody sends me something, I delete it right away because I feel like it's an invasion of privacy, or like I'm gonna get in trouble for keeping it for a little bit longer. So, but apparently a friend of mine was like dressing me down about that the other day, and it was a girl too, and I was just like, what? Like, what? No, like that. Because I've had too many friends that have gotten in a lot of trouble for holding on to dumb shit after they broke up with girls. And I was just like, man, I never, ever, ever want to be that fucking in that boat, you know? You think being a plagiarist is bad. The sex stuff is even worse. I'm too sweet a boy. My golden retriever energy. Plus, nobody wants to see me naked. You know? Well, that's not true. There's like 4 dudes on OnlyFans who do. But yeah, we got a lot of projects coming up, and I'm excited about being able to actually start like making shit. Death Becomes Her remake with Anne Hathaway and the chick from Free. Oh, that really happening? I know that they're doing a the Freaky Friday 2 with Lindsay Lohan. I saw the trailer for that today. Somebody sent it to me on Instagram. I was like, good for her, man. I've always really liked Lindsay Lohan. You know, when she was like super strung out, I probably had a chance. But now she's cleaned her life up, and you know, I only get them on the way down, right? All right. What else is everybody up to tonight? Come on, hit me up with some more questions and complaints. I'm here for it. Don't chew on the electrical cord, please. Thank you. Cat. Let's see. Damn, if she's clean and sober. Yeah. Well, I mean, good for her, man. Does she have a kid and stuff? All right, bye, Albert. I yell at her so she runs away. What should I order for dinner? She probably thought about that before I started live streaming. Since I didn't eat anything all day because I'm an idiot. Tomorrow I have to remember to eat, especially if I'm going to have a drink afterwards. SJ, are you excited to meet so many of my ex-girlfriends all in one place? And you could ask them all why. Why would anyone ever let me near them? I like the chick from Freaky, though. Is that the girl who was, she was also she was Lisa Frankenstein. Newton is her last name. If she married me, I would take her last name and I'd be Newton. Because she's the breadwinner. And I run a single screen movie theater. Let's see. It's like a gender swap reboot of Scott Pilgrim. Oh, all right. Have a Snickers, then 6 Four Locos. My heart just literally just explodes in my chest. The very first, I've only had 5 Hour Energy. They still make that, the little 5 Hour Energies. I had one of those one time before I had this long ass day when I was at the Pittman Theater. And I remember I was having like heart palpitations. And I felt like I was fucking dying. Now I'm 43. I can't do that. I will die. And then all of my ideas and all of my projects, someone else will make money off of. And everybody will forget about me. Yeah, I don't know. I have to order something. Maybe I'll. What should I eat? Should I eat healthy? You know? Because sometimes I look thin in some things, and other times I look at it and I'm like, fuck, man, my face is fat. Let's see. My grandmother's dying. I've been going to the hospital every day for the last 2 weeks. Tomorrow, and she decided to stop getting treatment. Oh, geez. I wish you all the success you deserve. Oh, thank you, man. And I'm sorry to hear about your grandmother, dude. That fucking sucks. I still have one living grandmother, and you know I love her to death. But you know, I'm not a religious person, so I can't say that anything. I just like my thoughts are with you though, because I know how hard that can fucking be to lose people in your life like that. So I'm sorry to hear about that, man. Let's see here, what do we got? We all know why you like Gal Gadot. Well, yeah, obviously, because I'm, you know, I fuck Palestine, right? Let's see. They make 5 hours a drum. Jesus Christ! You can buy a keg of it. She's a terrible actress, Gal Gadot. I liked her in the first Wonder Woman. I liked her in Justice League too, except for Kal-El. No. Yeah. See. It's a bad line reading, very bad line reading. I love that Disney just wants Snow White to just come out and go, because Gal Gadot and what's the other girl's name, Rachel Ziegler, are both problematic right now, and they're like, just put it out and be done with it. Is Robert Zemeckis a hack boomer at this point? He's got more misses than hits. Yeah, I didn't see the last one that he did. The one with Tom Hanks, but I don't like any of the mocap stuff. Beowulf had some things in it that I liked, but Polar Express is just horrifying. Honestly, I think Back to the Future obviously is amazing. I love Used Cars. Used Cars is fucking awesome. I picture Newt sleeping with Gal Gadot and Larry David slept with the Muslim woman in Curb. The music plays too. I love me some Muslim women. Hey, Gadot is the best of the franchise all time, Fast and the Furious. Yeah, and didn't she get blown up, and then she appeared at the end of the last one? My buddy Brian and I watched the last one, and we're like, wait a minute, didn't she get fucking blown up, and now she's back? That's when we knew she wasn't Wonder Woman anymore, when she popped back into the Fast and the Furious series. Uh, yeah. Whatever. I love women of all creeds. They also changed the dwarves in Snow White. The movie is just doomed to fail. Well, I guess it was at the point now where they spent so much money on it that they had to put it out theatrically, but they'll probably close the window a lot faster and put it to streaming a lot quicker. They did like Moana. Moana was supposed to be, the second one was supposed to be a streaming thing, and then they had to fill a gap before Mufasa, so they moved it up, and but then they quickly moved that one to streaming as well. See, they keep bringing people back. Yeah, there's 10 of them. There's 11 coming, right? The 11th movie's coming out. I did like in the last one, like what's his face? Uh, oh, what's going on, boss? How you been? Could have always shelved it. Well, yeah, no, that's just Warner Brothers does that. Because I really want to see that Roadrunner movie, and I actually wanted to see Batgirl as well. I'm bummed that we'll never get another Michael Keaton as Batman. 43 here as well. And a big Looney Tunes fan. Are you going to catch The Day the Earth Blew Up? I'm going to see it this weekend. I do want to see it eventually. I tried to book it and Warner Brothers wouldn't give it to me, and I was stuck with Mickey 17 for 2 weeks. They're pulling The Hobbit with. Oh yeah, breaking it up. Okay. Disney has too many properties. Yes, they do. 12 Fast and the Furious, technically 11, because there'll be a two-parter. Okay, all right. It's like the Deathly Hallows. The Hobbit movies didn't do anything for me. You can easily push Marvel movies and make them more special events. No, I agree. There was nothing about Captain America that did anything for me. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it just, like, it wasn't special, And I've heard good things so far about the Thunderbolts, but Yo, what's going on, Gerald? I heard Michael Keaton has HIV. Like John Ritter. And who else did we say died of AIDS? We have to keep figuring out who actually did die of AIDS and who didn't. This is why if my private conversations with anyone ever got out, I'm done. They'll be like, plagiarism. Fuck, he wishes that was his only problem. Hobbit movies were mid. Yeah, I've loved to have seen what Guillermo del Toro would have done with them, because he quit like right before they went into production. And then the weird frame rate thing that they did as well, I just couldn't get down with it. But hey, man, Hollywood needs to keep milking every last drop they can out of this shit. Found a YouTube channel that reviews bad movies and Cinemax After Hours. Oh, that's cool. Michael Keaton is really a vampire, which keeps playing Batman. True story. He looked better in The Flash than I thought he was going to. I didn't like the suit at all. But as far as the Cinemax stuff, that's kind of what the next script, the Kung Fu Bikini Dinosaur Planet, is essentially kind of my ode to USA Up All Night and like the Bikini Car Wash movies and stuff like that, but a sci-fi version of that with ass-kicking girls in bikinis against dinosaur men. So that's that script. But I fell down the rabbit hole of, because for years I wanted to make a documentary called Skinamax. And I remember pitching this when I was at the other place, and just about the history of the softcore erotica movie on cable, and being told like that's the dumbest idea, and if nobody would ever watch that. And I was like, I don't know, I think that'd be kind of cool if you could make these other film documentaries. Why wouldn't you make that? It's a niche thing that people would be interested in. But I've never, as I said, I've never had a single good idea ever, and they would never take any of my ideas. So what are you gonna do? But yeah, I wanted to. Originally, before Peter Jackson can't be doing the Silmarillion. It'd be harder to adapt than Lord of the Rings. I agree. The Gremlins is the movie that made me into a filmmaking person, and Batman '89 was yours. Yeah, Batman '89 was. It's a great idea for a doc. Any news on the movie theater documentary? No, not yet. I'm still waiting for people to fucking answer me. If you make a big Hollywood film, I hope it could be Cadillacs and Dinosaurs would actually be a fucking cool movie. That would be a badass movie. I like the video game. I like the comic. I like the cartoon. I had some of the toys. Um, can you ever make a Silmarillion movie? Well, I don't know because doesn't Amazon own the like the Tolkien estate stuff right now? Uh, I did see the trailer for the Stan Lee thing. It looks very sad. A buddy of mine, Duran, is the head of the LA Comic Con, not the San Diego Comic Con, but the LA one, the one with the octopuses or logo. And he told me some really sad, shady shit that was going on towards the end of Stan Lee's life when they had him. But then I was reading a thing yesterday. Rob Liefeld was saying that some of the people they blame in that documentary are actually not like the people who are the worst ones. No, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs was cool. And there's another one of those times in like the late 80s, early 90s when a lot of these we need a remake of Adventures in Dinosaur City. I don't know about that. And in Humanoids, well, right. Oh, fucking in Humanoids, man. I used to have those action figures. They were dope as shit. Apparently, we're supposed to be getting boycotting the Stan Lee movie because the dude who made it isn't that great. Oh, all right. About that, but it's like the dude, the Jacking It in San Diego guy, the guy who made the Bully documentary that turned out to be a creep. They're all fucking creeps. Everybody in film is a creep. You know, Denver the Last Dinosaur. Actually, it's funny. One of the dinosaur guards so every dinosaur in my script is named after a famous dinosaur in something. I'm gonna get real obscure. Like there's Cadillacs and Dinosaurs references. Denver the Last Dinosaur is the dinosaurs. There's Theodore Rex reference in it. So I really got super fucking nerdy with that. I like to see a form of Tammy and the T-Rex remake or continuation. Live action Land Before Time. I'm actually, well, no, it's because it's not Disney. If it was Disney, they'd have already done it already. Like they do Lilo and Stitch and all that shit. Just have new ideas. Let's do something new for once, please. Give us new things. That's why I miss the 80s and the 90s so much. And, when it comes to like fantasy and stuff like that, big issue with the guy from What Little I Know is that the fact was he was supposedly so close to Stan Lee that. Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. Yeah, like why wouldn't you try to help in the moment? And that's the stuff I hate. I hate when it's like, oh, well, we knew about it, but we couldn't do anything. And it's probably a power thing. Again, like we were talking about, like the YouTube groomers, because of other people's clout and their ability to shut you down and all that kind of stuff. But it's just like, just speak out, do a documentary on Ron Jeremy. He'll be dead soon, probably. So I wouldn't be surprised. I have all the footage I cut out of Midnight Show of him, and then I have a lot of behind the scenes stuff that was shot with him as well. I totally agree with you. Stop rehashing. Do smaller budget new films. Make there's a chance. Yeah, I mean the horror genre has been really good at that. Let's see, video game industry is the same problem. Lack of innovation, nothing but sequels and remakes. Yeah, I'm not as big into the gaming world. I just watched the Shudder documentary on Folkar. That was pretty good. Yeah, I saw that one. I like the Shudder original stuff. Even like their Shark one was kind of cool because it had like Mark Polonia in it and stuff, and had a clip from Shark Exorcist in it. And I worked on part 2. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know enough about the video game industry to know when. But I remember when I was at the other place, like, oh, it's a remake of Resident Evil 4 or whatever, and I was just like, okay, cool. I never played it the first time around, so I don't know. But I was really dig film documentaries. I think the horror take risks and well, yeah. So the problem, you have something like Terrifier, which I'm not a fan of those movies. I especially am not a fan of the director, but that's a personal thing. The idea that you could take something that's that low budget, and because the horror genre is such a different baked in thing, that can blow up and become its own thing, and the merchandising for that is insane. But when it comes to these bigger budget things, you really got to make money back. The first weekend, or it's considered a loss to everything because they spent too much money on marketing. How was the Flyers game? The Flyers got smoked. What's the deal with the Amityville license? Is it public domain? Yeah, it does because it's just the name of a town. and as long as you don't reference the DeFeos, or well, I think you could mention the DeFeos because it was a real thing, but I don't think you can mention the Lutz family, the people who were like the topic of the first movie, because I think like they sue every time somebody does that. But the thing that we made is in canon and out of canon. The Pool Toy script is a satire about it's a satire about just how fucking retarded mentally challenged the idea of all these Amityville movies are. And when you see it, you go, oh, okay, there actually is a point behind this. It's not just the fact that it's funny that there's killer pool toys in it, which is funny too. And then it ends with a kaiju. So yeah. All right, let's see what I missed here. Saw a great tweet the other day that says studios want a Terrifier 3, but nobody wants to make a Terrifier. Yeah, and that's the problem, is that they all want to do it on their terms. And but because like the first Terrifier is not great, and who are we casting in Gunn's Batman? I don't know. I mean, in a perfect world, Ben Affleck. I don't know. I could see them getting like maybe like a Jake Gyllenhaal or somebody like that, because you still need a bigger name. But it's weird that they want to do a Batman that has a son, but he has to be on the same age level as David Cornsweet's Superman. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Batman's gonna have to be way older if he's already had other Robins to have this Robin. For the Reacher. Yeah, I saw people talking about that. He was also he was Hawk from Hawk and Dove in Titans. So he's a big fucking dude. Because I'd like to see again. I'd like to go back to a Batman that's like hulking Batman. That's why I love the Affleck version so much. Is this like dude who's just just a fucking brick house, and I love that suit. But did you see the State Farm commercial that has like the best looking Joker and Batmobile that we've seen in quite a while? And even like Two-Face and shit like that. I was like, this looks great. I heard someone say Batman can't be bigger than Superman. Why not? Stature wise, no. I think I like when Wonder Woman's bigger than Superman. If you ever saw, it was Brave New World, where Lucy Lawless did the voice of Wonder Woman. She steps down off the table and she's taller than Kal-El. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, because Batman, Bruce Wayne's supposed to be like 6'6", I think, in the comics. But they usually have Superman be taller than him, but they should be on the same the same level. Strong white dudes. But yeah, I like the actor who's playing Superman now. He's 6'2" in the comics. Okay, all right. Back in the day, she would have been a great Wonder Woman. I still think she looks great. Because she was on Ash vs. the Evil Dead. I want to see Neil Breen's Batman. That'd be awesome. That'd be fucking great. And then Wiseau could be Nightwing. Oh, hi, Bruce. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I'm gonna give James Gunn's Superman benefit of the doubt, but I'm not really. I'm not really that super into it. That makes sense. I mean, I can see Superman being a little bit taller. I want to see a beefy Batman for like Frank Miller's. Yep. While DC is thinking of what are we thinking on the Lantern series? I like the dude who's playing Hal Jordan, but I think he's too old. But have you seen the Absolute Batman yet? Yeah, I got the first 3 issues of that and the first 3 issues of Superman. I haven't read Wonder Woman yet, but I want to. But I like the big fucking bulking Batman. I love the cape. Looks really, really cool. And then his logo can become a battle axe, which I think is fucking dope. And I like the idea of Superman being a teenager on Krypton, so that he actually has a memory of his heritage. I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, but I like the long hair, and I like that the suit is more like the Cavill suit. My hope with the new James Gunn Superman is that hokey ass suit will be gone by the end of the movie, and he'll be in a more kind of badass suit, because it looks really bad. Yeah, from what I saw of it, I love obviously the Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein. Thought the Weasel thing was cool. I like G.I. Robot a lot. Um, Robin, get the axe. I like the people were complaining about the new logo, but Scott Snyder's. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. The more they complain, the bigger he's going to make it. I love that. I think that's awesome. Let's celebrate the third super in the live stream. Well, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. I like the Corn Sweat logo. I like that it's the Kingdom Come logo. I love the Kingdom Come logo. Okay, people are hitting me up on Instagram constantly now. I get the same memes constantly, and then I feel bad saying to people, it's like, oh, I saw that already. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for thinking of me. Yeah, I don't know. I like the big. I like the with Batman. I like the oval bat logo. I like just the the gray and black. I think it's super cool. I always wear I have the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns logo on a sweatshirt, and I'll always wear that hoodie. And people are always like, "What is that? I've never seen that logo before." But the original Batman had just the gray and black. And he also had purple gloves, which I never looked right to me. The Fleischer suit's cool. They did that on Superman and Lois, and they actually made it look pretty good. But then they did the Kingdom Come suit in Crisis, where they had Brandon Routh in the suit, and that suit looked fucking beautiful. I was like, wow, that looks really, really good. Like he looked like he stepped out of the fucking Alex Ross issues of Kingdom Come. So that was pretty cool. I think the new Superman movie will come together somehow. We managed to stack the cast with the Guardians movies and Suicide Squad. Yeah, no, I think so too. But I just don't want it to be a step backwards in if Superman's not smiling and saving cats out of trees. Because that's why I like the Cavill one so much. It was a dude. It's basically it's the Christ allegory. He's doubting his own place in this world. I really like Brandon Routh a lot, acknowledging that his ego was too big, but I think he was good. Yeah, that movie didn't work. That was the biggest problem. Is they went back to the Christopher Reeve stuff, and it was miscast. Lois Lane, Kate Bosworth was a bad Lois Lane, and Kevin Spacey's a creep, but they didn't give him anything to work with. He would have been a really, really good Lex Luthor. I do like the scene where he's like, Superman will save you. He's like, wrong! He screams in her face. And I don't know. Yeah. And then Superman just kind of being a creep and hanging out front of his ex-girlfriend's house is weird. I always imagine like Lois Lane and her husband would have to like go and get those things you wear when you go to the dentist's office so you don't get radiation sickness to have sex, so he can't peep at them. Stalker Superman. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it's good. Yeah. Cyclops was in it too much. Yeah. I wish Zack Snyder would make a movie out of Family Matters and get a slow-mo Urkel. I didn't see the Christopher Reeves documentary. I wanted to. We had it at the movie tavern when I was the manager there, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. It's probably going to be streaming on HBO Max or something soon, so I'll check it out there. Because that's such a sad fucking story, and he was such an inspiration. I still remember where I was when I found out he was paralyzed. Like, it made no fucking sense to me that Christopher Reeves was like, Superman can't walk? How's that fucking possible? But he did so much more. He was able to do so much with his handicap to help people. And then to find out how fucking Gene Hackman died is even sadder. 25, right now, ready for Urkel Uprising. Didn't he start like a weed company or something? I remember when I was producing the Cinemassacre podcast, James got very fixated on Urkel having like a weed thing, and I didn't quite know what he was talking about. Purple Urkel. Okay, yes, that's what he was talking about. All right, yeah. Because a lot of times they would have conversations and they would just go one in one ear and out the other. I'm like, guys, we have to film 4 of these in one day. Can we start, please? So what if we do like a live action gritty Urkel versus a live action gritty Small Wonder, where she's part of Skynet? That'd be fun. I'm only going to go for a little bit longer because my stomach is growling, and I'm going to stop and get food, and then I guess go figure out how to make myself look presentable tomorrow to go to this go-go show and impress. She's probably not even watching anymore. So yeah, anybody else got anything else before I sign out? Anything else you guys want to talk about? again, these are very impromptu. I miss having a co-host to sit with me and have conversations. So the Die Hard continuation, because it's a spinoff, right? That's my mind. The Family Matters is a spinoff of Die Hard. Well, that's true, and Ghostbusters though too, because he was the one who goes to them in the prison in Ghostbusters as well. So, and I think what's up, Newt? Been a while. Yo, what's going on, man? I like these impromptu streams. Yeah, there's never really there's never really like I'm sure I would have more people watching if I said, hey, I'm gonna stream later. But I had plans earlier and they got canceled, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna sit here and see what my online friends are up to. But Family Matters was a spinoff of Perfect Strangers, if I'm not mistaken. What was your standout? Got a 70s movie recommendation for me. I'm in the mood for disco. Let's see. Disco. The Avenging Disco Godfather. I think I told you about that one when you were here. When we did we did 2 reviews, and then neither one of them you would allow it to air. Let's see, what's a good one? Skate Town, USA. You could put on The Avenging Disco Godfather. You could put on Prom Night is very disco-esque. I don't know. What are some good disco movies? I could probably after I sign off here, I'll rattle you off a whole bunch of them. My favorite Batman the Animated Series episode is probably Heart of Ice, Over the Edge, or Feet of Clay. They're fucking great episodes. I love the New Adventures episode where I love Almost Got Him, and I love the one where the kids are telling the stories of Batman, and they do Michael Ironside. I already showed her Boogie Nights. She already saw that one. I showed her Boogie Nights. I had her watch Ed Wood. I had her watch some Russ Meyer movies. I got to get you into. You still have to watch the original Dolomite. Yeah, I don't know if she's ready for that one yet. But I still got to get you to watch the original Suspiria because you've only seen the remake. There's a lot of Italian stuff I need to show you. I want to show you Pieces next time. I don't know. There's a whole. We're gonna go down a whole fucking thing. It would be a satanic Saturday Night Fever. I'd love to. Saturday Night Cleaver was already a movie that was Ginger Dead Man, because I want to make a roller skating slasher movie with a mirror ball headed killer and call it Roller Boogeyman. Kentucky Fried Movie is great. Kentucky Fried Movie is what inspired my Midnight Show movie. I'm gonna get you, sucker. Foxy Brown. Oh, actually, you know what else I showed her? I got her to watch. Did you watch The Big Dollhouse and The Big Bird Cage? I can't remember if you watched both. Because I was telling her that we're gonna do a female prison movie, and I said, "Oh, you got to watch the Booty in the Jungle movies that Pam Grier was in back in the day." Greasy Strangler. Oh, you only watched Birdcage? Okay, the Robin Williams movie. But you got the general gist of it. Birdcage is the one with the gay guards, right? I get those two mixed up all the time. Yeah, but I any of those exploitation type movies, I'll send you a list of things you need to watch. I made her watch Swamp Zombies 2. I made her watch Triple Xmas. I think next time I see you, I'd like you to shoot your own review, and I won't say anything. I'll just sit there quietly as you review both those movies because you had more questions than I had answers for. And a tortilla blanket, which you left here. And flowers. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give you a bunch of disco movies that you can work off of. What's the topic of tomorrow night? What's the theme? Because I missed the disco one. So what are we looking for tomorrow? Is it 80s? Is it 70s? Is it 60s? What are we doing? I need to kind of get myself in the mood. Although yeah, because I told you about Rushmore. Now I'm just having there's 30 people in here. I'm having a conversation with one person that I can literally sign out of here and have that conversation with in real life. This is my life now. Yeah, no, what kind of music we doing tomorrow night? So I need to know like if I'm gonna dance or not, my moves. Okay, funk and disco. All right. Never ever thought of doing a Hammer horror Oh, I love Hammer horror movies. Um, I was literally just talking, actually, to SJ. I was just telling her about the Hammer Mummy movies recently because we were talking about like an Egyptian theme, costume and makeup and stuff like that. And I wrote a mummy movie, that I did something with mummies that nobody's done yet, and but I didn't want to do the Egyptian one. I wanted to kind of mix it up and go Aztec and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we were literally just talking about that. Perm your hair, Newt. I wish that I still had the mane that I used to have. Like anybody who remembers the underbelly days, my hair was fucking out of control. But now I'm old and my hairline is going. So you know, what about 70s rock opera flicks? Well, I mean, well, I showed her. We watched Xanadu. Phantom of the Paradise. I want to show her still. I don't know if she's ever seen Rocky Horror. Nobody wants to watch The Apple. You can watch Can't Stop the Music, the Village People movie with Steve Guttenberg. Okay. Let's see. Great one. Yeah, but I love those. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band movie. Yeah, everybody was on cocaine and just making whatever back then. Shock Treatment, the sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. All right, I'm gonna go eat. And I will report back from you guys on if I would watch Phantom of the Paradise. Chris Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. When I lived in Tucson, I ran that as one of my Mondo Mondays. The Village People bit from Wayne's World 2 still cracks me up. I love the Village People movie because in the trailer they go America's hottest dude, Bruce Jenner, and I was like, "Ooh, that aged poorly." All right, I'm gonna go eat. And if I dance tomorrow night, I'm sure someone will capture footage of it. And if I'm lucky, I'll have SJ do some reviews. And I asked her to come be on the channel more, but she doesn't want to. She just wants to watch movies and not talk about them afterwards, or not. I guess not to let people know that we're friends. I think that's kind of the main conceit in my life, is that most women don't want people to know that they're my friend. All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. And I will see you all around. Bye.